Yo, what's up guys, been on fire here back with another video, and today we got another defensive scheme for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be going back to the nickel normal. It's been a formation I've been in a lot recently. Make sure you guys check out yesterday's gameplay to see this in some live action. Of course, it was a different play, but still, it was a very good defensive scheme overall, and this one's going to do a nice job at complementing it in my opinion. Now, the scheme we're going to run is going to be cover 9, show 2. It's going to be in the middle right there. Favorited, cover 9, show 2 in the middle. I think it's a very diverse defense, and it also goes along with the scheme that we were kind of running yesterday, where you actually run your nickel normal, not flipped, auto, so you're going to turn auto flip off, but just to where your nickel corner is actually not on the strong side of the defense, on the weak side. So it's going to be a unique scheme in that regard. Basic stuff, safeties at linebacker if you want. But other than that, pretty basic stuff. We're going to leave our zone drops at default, and we are again going to probably turn auto flip off. So without further ado, actually not without further ado, this is in the 4-6 defensive playbook. Before I get a comment, 4-6 defensive playbook. It's in some others. I run 4-6. You get nickel normal, wide, 3-5 normal, and dollar. So now, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so here we are out on the field going up against a gun bunch, and as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, what you're going to do with the defense is actually not have your slot corner on that bunch side. We were playing against the U-trips in that gameplay yesterday, and of course the trips were on the right, which means I made the adjustment and I kept my corner on the left. I noticed that it played pretty good. Now, we were running cover 6 invert, so the circumstances, of course, are different, but kind of the same in the fact that you keep the defense the same way, keep the same look, but you ultimately just switch the play. Now, when you're running this cover 9, show 2, this is usually important. The bunch is generally on the wide side, so you, of course, want your cover 2 on the short side so that you don't really get beat on that outside boundary. When you're on the short side, there's less space for your deep half to maintain and cover. Pretty simple stuff. Now, what I like to do is baseline. I'm going to pinch the defense, baseline pinch. That's going to pinch your D-line. Press your corners, pinch your linebackers, and then of course, we kind of wanted to disguise it as some of the same defenses. Now, actually in this play, who you're going to use is going to be the vertical hook right here, which is something that you generally don't see when you are running the cover 6 invert. Something that's different is that you will be using this guy or this guy. But for this play, you're going to use the slot corner actually, and we'll just show the play stock. And we're going up against a verticals right here. You see you can just kind of really defend everything pretty well. Now, of course, there are certain reads, certain holes open that you got to recognize, try and take away. So one of those is going to be the wheel route with the tight end, and another one is going to be the running back route, which I feel like we do a pretty good job of. Now, again, if you're using the slot corner every play, there's not necessarily a reason to disguise him as like blitzing. So you can almost just move him in here if you wanted, and this could allow you to kind of use your A, take him away. But take a look at RB, taken away. Take a look at the running back route, how well that is defended. And again, if there were any corner out concepts, something like that, this is a cover 4 on the right side, so it's going to be a really good defense against that. Take a look at our 3 receiver hook. I think, 3 receiver hook on this running back route, absolutely covered super well. And as far as any other routes, now the one unique thing about this is going to be your quarter flat coming from the inside backer. So you see Jerome Baker, number 55, he's on the quarter flat, but I actually like him kind of being out there because he's kind of a delayed flat route. So you see how he almost takes away the wheel route, really in a decent spot to take it away without actually being in there. And again, you notice how he kind of match onto Michael Pittman Jr. You'll have a safety there 99% of the time, so it won't be as big of an issue. So that is going to be setup number 1. If they go with something like this, little out route to this side, this is where you probably use the running back. You notice that the wheel route's defended a little bit better. Of course, certain routes are going to be open. It's Madden 22. Defense is extremely hard, so it's not going to be some perfect defense that your opponent's never moving the ball on it. It's unrealistic for that, but it's good bend but don't break. A lot of times you can force interceptions on this, which is the best style of defense this year, to force someone into a bad read and pray to the EA gods that you actually are able to intercept it, because a lot of times you will drop picks, as you know, and if you watch my gameplays, I definitely understand. So as far as some of these other plays, I might audible to get into some other kind of stuff, but I mean, really it's just a pretty good defense base overall. And as far as some of the other adjustments you could do, some things that I've done before are, let's say we want to man up this player. You can actually man up him on Y, or maybe I want to user or man up this player on the tight end. The tight end wheel is killing me. Maybe we just man up our 3-rec on him, and then we just kind of take away, okay, I'm just going to take away JT myself, and you see that's going to kind of eliminate the problem. So that would be a good thing to potentially do. As far as some of the other man up adjustments, again, if I wanted to, I could just man up the running back with this slot corner potentially, and then we'll just use our safety here in a vertical setting, so we can kind of lurk over, defend over here. That might allow you to kind of cover a little bit more ground with this particular play scenario, so that could be a pretty good adjustment. Another thing that you can do is actually, let's say we man up LB on Y to kind of take away maybe a running back wheel. Then we can actually put one of these interior linemen, or this guy, I want to say, what is he going to? Or you can put one of these D ends in a Bluff Blitz. The way you do that is you double tap the D-pad to the left, press that X or square button, and then put him in a Bluff Blitz, which is the right stick to the right. In this play, maybe I also do it, yeah, maybe I also do it on the right. Now, keep in mind, this guy's in a blitz. The player just doesn't update, so we actually have Agba here in the Bluff Blitz. So now you see he's in the kind of a 3-rec. We'll get him kind of lurking over. You'll have a lot more athletic guy there, probably a Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Ware, someone who can actually cover other than him. But that's definitely an adjustment that is pretty good. And you don't have to baseline and pinch if you want to. You could traditional pinch. What that's going to do is against bunch, your linebacker is going to be a little bit further out on the right, and then this outside corner is not going to be out there. So we'll just kind of do that. And this is what it looks like without base aligning. So you have this outside corner pinched, and now you see our outside or our inside linebackers in a better position to kind of defend things quicker. So that can be something nice. And again, I can throw Jalen Phillips over here in a little 3-rec hook. Maybe I want to spy one of these guys. Maybe I want to like an extra hard flat. I'm not sure what the scenario could be, but you could throw like an extra hard flat out here. And then if they go to verticals like this, it could be helpful in that sense. But yeah, man, overall, good defense. Let's hop into some other plays to see these adjustments in action against some of the other better plays in bunch. All right, hopping into a different play, we're going to go into like a mesh post. Now, I would prefer to run mesh spot. This bunch offset does not have that play if I'm reading it correctly. So we're just going to go with like a mesh post type play, kind of try and create something unique. So we'll go with like a hitch, curl concept, and then just the normal thing on that left side. So of course, because you're able to use this vert hook over here, generally what is going to happen is you should be able to use that running back route by yourself. So we're going to take away JT over here, and you see curl route defended well, or hitch route, flat route, and then the curl route kind of gets separation. With acrobat, that's a pretty tough throw, but overall it's a pretty good coverage against one of the better spacing concepts in the game. And again, no adjustments on this. You see it really good. And this is a setup that I run in the red zone. So again, it's a mesh post. We hitch RB, we curl B, we have our flat, and then we have, of course, the running back route. And generally the idea is just to make a read, as I cannot snap the ball, so I think I'm going to have to close out here. Gotta love Madden 22. But what I was saying is generally the idea with this play is to get really good spacing. You're reading the user, seeing what he's going to do. So if he uses the wheel route, you're going to throw it to either the hitch or the curl. Usually one out of two of the hitch or curl will be open. If he, of course, sits on the hitch, you throw the wheel route, because the wheel route really gets open against every single coverage besides the user in this game. So pretty simple read. That's why it's one of my favorite red zone plays, but actually against this cover 9 show 2, it's a pretty difficult play. So we'll just kind of throw B with our user, and you can complete it right there. But a lot of times people will kind of throw it late. You might get better coverage on there. And with Acrobat, sometimes you can get a play on that ball. Not many people use a motioned out curl route, so don't be too concerned. But I'm just showing you kind of a hypothetical play where there's a wheel route and you're going to have to use that wheel route. So let's see what it actually plays like when you're pinched normally. It could be a little bit of a different coverage. But, of course, if you kind of throw it on break like that, you should get pretty good catching. But other than that, this play is really defended well by this coverage stock. Of course, if you wanted to, you could man up some of these guys. Maybe that makes a difference. But Again, it's going to be difficult to know which play he's running, so typically manning up, you want to be a little bit safer, like manning up the running back because the running back's on like an in route or something like that. So those are your safer adjustments, whereas manning up certain receivers can become costly. If they end up being on a streak, you just man up someone for nothing. So let's hop into our next play, Z-Spot. Overall with Z-Spot, it's a pretty basic play here. And we're just going to go ahead baseline pinch. Now, the corner outs are pretty difficult to defend in this game. And again, they do get open against certain things. But you see here, as I accidentally pressed RB on the wrong controller, he gets defended really well. Now, the slant was open, and that's because I just wasn't paying attention with my user. I was trying to pass the ball with my other controller. But we'll run it again, and I'll show it. And you see the corner out was just really not open at all. So baseline pinch. And I'm just going to man up my user on X so that he defends it. We'll see if he actually does it. But Z-Spot, streak B, snap the ball. And he's not going to, but take a look at RB. Just really not open here. And again, if you click on with the Dolphins player, easy interception. Keep that in mind. And again, you'll use like the slant or whatever they have on the back end. Maybe they do something like this with Z-Spot that you see a lot. Z-Spot, they go with like the wheel combo. I don't know what they do, something like this. So again, if you see a wheel route, generally if you're using the vertical hook, you're going to have to defend it. You see it would be open, so we kind of lurk over on here, pass him off to the deep half. But RB defended perfectly, streak defended perfectly, and then of course that flat gets picked up by our quarter flat. So overall, really good defense. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you go ahead and drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Make sure you guys follow my TikTok. I'm posting TikToks, posted 2 this week. Gonna try and pump out another one this weekend. So follow me on there for some extra tips, and peace. I'm out of here.